KRFO Radio with a contributor on the Minnesota Vikings side of things, Todd Walkingstick, big-time Minnesota Vikings fan and sports fan in general. And Todd, we might be in the off-season for the Vikings, but schedule came out recently. The draft is coming right up. Football is always in season, NFL football, right?
Yeah, they say it's never a day off, and as a football fan myself and all the other fans, we've got to love it.
And the draft is something that people get pretty pumped up about. It gets to be a bigger deal every year with draft parties and the amount of time that it takes to do the draft in order to provide tons of analysis about where teams go and who they go with. So what is a preview of the Minnesota Vikings? Where are they at here for this year's draft?
Well, they got pick 18, which I think most people know, but I guess my hope is to get an offensive lineman of any sort. I mean, I've seen names, kid from Alabama, but I also saw a defensive tackle that some mock drafts are picking this Oliver kid, a defensive tackle. I don't know if we do need one, but I think our offensive line is a little more pressing than the defensive side.
What are other needs for the team?
Well, I'm going to say running back. Murray, Delvin Cook. Mm-hmm. Is healthy, hopefully, and he looked good last year. But we lost Latavius Murray to the Saints, and we lost another young man for 4 games for some sort of drug violation.
Okay.
So I'm going to say I'm not going to say first, second round, but I'll see a running back some point of that night or day, the next day. I mean, tight end will be another pressing need. Kyle Rudolph. A lot of people have been saying he may not be with us. That'd be hard to see, but, I mean, with money and we're so tight on the salary cap, I mean, we're tight. We can't even afford to sign rookies right now. So there will be something done before draft. I mean, Trey Waynes, will he be traded to get some, more draft picks? There's a lot of speculation. I mean, as far as Waynes, I like his game. I love Rudolph's game, but, I mean, money is, we're that tight. I guess I won't be surprised if something happens that night or the next day.
So on the linebacker side and defensive secondary, where are we at on that?
Well, we got another young man, Holton Hill, which I really liked last year, but again, he just got announced 4-game suspension for some sort of violation, so he's out 4 games. There's a lot of speculation about Rhodes being targeted by Coach Zimmer as far as, earn your paycheck. I saw that, and that probably doesn't sit real well with the player. I guess we'll see when camp comes. But no matter what, Roy, draft, you're going to get a couple starters, hopefully, but you're really drafting to get some depth. Like you said, all the linebackers, the defensive backs. We lost Marcus Sherrills to the Saints, punt returner, and then the guy we drafted last in the first round, I'm blanking on his name, Mike Hughes. He's coming back from an ACL, so will he come back? And how will he come back? So he showed promise last year, but again, how do guys come back from an ACL? So there's a lot of needs. So no matter what we get, we're going to need, but we really do need, as I think most of American Viking fans will say, Kirk Cousins needs to be protected. He cannot. I mean, he was tough last year, but he can't do that year after year.
The Vikings' depth at receiver, we know the top 2 are very good with Diggs, and Thielen just signed that recent contract. Are the Vikings deep enough at receiver?
No, I mean, because, again, Laquan Treadwell, he's really in trouble with the coaching staff. His route running, his catching. I mean, he had a couple games last year where he stood out a little bit, but as a first-round pick, he's not, up to par, in my opinion. So, again, a receiver will be another need. There's a lot of young kids from last year's team that were on the practice squad, and one kid's from South Dakota State. I do remember that. I just can't think of his name. Yeah. So there's some promise, but again, they have no experience. So, with Thielen and Diggs are outstanding, and, they're financially set, but if they get hurt, then what?
Do the Vikings hold a big draft party again this year?
They do it at U.S. Bank Stadium. I'll be there Thursday night, April 25th. I think I've been to 17 years in a row of draft parties. I was thinking last night, it started at the Mall of America. That was interesting, because people are shopping. you got your fans, football fans, you got your shoppers. That was really a bad mix. And then it went to the Winter Park, and then it went to the Metrodome, and then it went to the Convention Center, and now it's at U.S. Bank. So it's been around. I really enjoy U.S. Bank, and I really enjoyed Winter Park.
Okay.
Just neat to see. I mean, obviously we've been in U.S. Bank, but they got a huge TV, and I don't know how big that TV is, but you can sit on folding chairs and just watch your draft all night. Or they get, food, of course, vendors, and they also have an open locker room tour of the locker room from 7:30 to 10 o'clock. So there's things for fans to do. It's $20 and $15 for season ticket holders.
Okay. Talking a little with Todd Walkingstick, Minnesota Vikings season ticket holder. And as we're talking, and you've already established, Minnesota has the 18th pick in the first round, and I think 8 selections overall, barring any trades. But that's what they go into it with at this point, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't think we'll trade up. I can't see us moving up at all.
Okay.
It depends. The first few picks are projected to be linemen, defensive linemen, and offensive linemen. So I guess I will see what happens. The first couple picks, with the Cardinals having a pick, and most people speculate the young quarterback out of Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. Does he go to Arizona? And then what do they do with Josh Rosen, or last year's first pick? So, I mean, it's going to really trickle down. First pick will really set the tone that night, I believe.
All right, some time with Todd Walkingstick, an interview and a conversation to continue tomorrow on KRFO. Getting into some notes on the schedule, some local sports notes as well, because Todd is always right on the pulse of what's happening with local sports here in the community. Talking some sports with Todd Walkingstick on KRFO Radio.